One of the things that really stuck with me as I was talking to you about this in preparation is the self-compassion piece. Because I can certainly beat myself up over not being perfect.
Right.
So talk about how you bring that compassion piece in.
Absolutely. For me, the self-compassion piece really came out of just running this program multiple times with different populations, with mothers, with fathers, with both sets of parents. And one common theme that I heard so frequently in a lot of the feedback as we talked about how the practices were going was I heard parents beating up on themselves so much. And the self-criticism that we carry as individuals so frequently gets translated into how you are as a parent. And the criticism that we put on ourselves triggers that stress response the same way that, being late and jumping on the 405 does. And that's just another piece that makes it more challenging for us to be present and be the kind of parent we want to be. So your question was, how do we start incorporating these self-compassion practices? And one is just recognizing the way we talk to ourselves. We are our own worst critic, right?
Oh, yeah.
Our own worst critic. And, we find that just the way that our culture is now, that we tend to motivate ourselves with criticism rather than with kindness and compassion. And I think there's a lot of reasons for this, that, we think it's kind of soft or weak or we're making excuses. So for parents, we're trying to build up kind of this psychological immune system almost, where we have this resilience against the stresses that we face every day. So to bring some of that self-compassion is to shift how we talk to ourselves, how we relate to our experience when it doesn't go well, when we hit hardship. And I imagine this is something that you see a lot in the work that you do.
It's funny you said that, because I was just sort of thinking about adolescents, young adults that are who I work with and who we work with at Evo. And there was a big difference between folks that come in. We can't really pinpoint. There's no parenting style that's going to create immunity for future struggle. We just don't know. People trip into struggle. But there's a difference around how people respond internally. Some people come in with a greater curiosity, and they're more available at the beginning to what's going on with me, as opposed to other people that come in and they're like, I just screwed it all up. I am a screw up. Yes. These kind of I am statements that end in really negative, disparaging comments. And that's what I'm hearing is this. And I loved it, because I was like, oh, part of parenting is actually to screw up. Because it's modeling what to do when you do make a mistake. On to the next mistake idea.
Yeah. And as you're saying that, I'm thinking what a wonderful model you can be for your child then, right? They see mom, dad, whoever make a mistake, and rather than hearing them narrate out loud, berating themselves, you're such an idiot, you're this, you're that, how could you do that? We have the opportunity to show them how to relate to themselves in a self-compassionate manner, which sets them up, when they hit hardship, which we want to prepare our children for because it's inevitable, that they don't get stuck there, they sort of bounce off a little bit more now.
That's wonderful.